And we are live. All right. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
All right. We are live. Let me make sure we are live on here.
So I'm able to only see you.
Yes, unless what happens is what you can do is you can go ahead and you can go out of that screen. You don't have to just stay in that screen. You can go back to Facebook, anything you need to.
Oh, okay.
It's still going to be able to see whatever you're doing, though.
Huh?
Able to see whatever you're doing.
Oh, okay. So I can't see. Let me see.
Okay. Yes, we are live right now.
Are you sharing your screen?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so we are live. I'm looking on the event page right now, and I can see you. So that's a good thing.
I can't see anything but you. But
that's fine. You can. Do you want to go out of that screen?
how do I go out?
You should just. Doesn't it look like a regular internet tab?
Yeah, just go out.
Yeah, you can go to something else if you want to. It's still going to keep you recording though.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you can use the computer as you need to, and it will still do the same thing. All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Anna Lewis. I'm a mother. I'm a serial entrepreneur. And here today, we are so excited. Today is a phenomenal day. We are having our first interview with our featured author for the Black Authors Unite Facebook group. And I'm just going to start off by telling you just a little bit about the Black Authors Unite. It is a Facebook group and we have it was born on May the 30th. I am so excited that we have surpassed in less than 15 days 200 members. Yes, and it is a growing group, and we're super excited. We definitely want you to check out that group on Facebook. You can go ahead and type in Black Authors Unite and we will come up. You definitely have to ask to join. You don't have to just be an author to be in this group. You can be a reader. You can be a supporter. We want you all to be a part. And I just want to introduce you to our featured author for these last 2 weeks. And her name is Erica Mozee. Erica, go ahead and say what's up to everyone.
How are you, everyone? Hi. I'm very excited today for this live book interview. And I hope you all are too. As you know, my name is Erica, and I'm soon to be best-selling author of my book, Heal Before You Deal. It releases tomorrow. And it's on pre-order, last day to pre-order for $2.99 on Amazon. So you want to get that that price because after the release date, the price goes up. I am a mom, single mom of 2 beautiful children, and I am an entrepreneur. I am the CEO and founder of Woman Untangled LLC, and I'm just excited to be here. I thank you, Anna, Louise, for this wonderful, wonderful group that I am in, and all of the other best-selling authors that's in the group. I really love the group. It's awesome.
Okay, so she just kind of told you a little bit about herself, but I'm going to go ahead and say a little bit more about her. Erica Mozee is the founder and CEO of Women Entangled LLC. She was born in the Bronx, New York, and raised in New Rochelle, New York. She's the mom of, like she said, of 2 beautiful children and is determined to break the cycle of entanglement, self-doubt, and depression. Growing up for Erica, she dealt with severe low self-esteem after the death of her father. In her early adult years, she has also dealt with trust issues, insecurities, and again, depression after being in a mental and physical abusive relationship. And after a very emotional separation from a almost 9-year relationship, can you believe it? 9 years that
Yeah.
ended in 2015, and it left her feeling like a failure, unworthy of happiness, and feeling like she couldn't deal with life any longer. But she also knew that there was a purpose for her life. That's when she decided to believe and have faith in herself to do something that will not only change her life, but change the life of others. And I just want to say that I am so proud of her because not only is she, this is, is she putting out a book to help others who are going through the same thing, but she's also overcome those things, and I'm sure she's still overcoming different obstacles throughout her life. Being an author, a transformation coach, her mission is to help women overcome obstacles that hinder them from moving forward from past hurt and pain, to help them become untangled. I love that. Becoming untangled, one situation at a time. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
I just wanted to let everybody know again. Welcome to the live virtual interview with our featured author from the Black Authors Unite group. We are ecstatic to be here before you today, and I also want you guys to know that we do have a live chat going on. Please go ahead and ask questions, submit questions. There will be a segment towards the end where where we will be doing a Q&A. So you definitely want to ask some questions. Okay, so we're going to get started with this interview. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
All right, then. All right, so Miss Erica, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
Well, like you said, I was born and raised in the Bronx. Well, we left the Bronx when I was about 6 years old. That was after my father's death. We moved to New Rochelle, New York, where his side of the family, lived. And, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, all of his side of the family, most of my first cousins and everybody that's, close, lived in New Rochelle, New York. And, just after that, it was really hard seeing, my mom go through depression, dealing with drug abuse. It's me, my sister. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. I'm the youngest.
Wow.
Of them. Yeah, I'm the youngest. And just after my father's death, it was really hard seeing, my mom go through a really, really bad depression. And drug abuse and everything like that. Growing up without my dad, it was really hard. And I think in middle school, I started to have more of like a low self-esteem. I didn't feel good about myself. I was, trying to fit in. At that age, I think it's really, on a lot of young women, at that tender age, there's a lot of, peer pressure. And,
Right.
going through trying to fit in and trying to, find themselves. I was definitely in that criteria of trying to find myself. Um, trying to fill that void, trying to look for that love that only my dad can really give me.
Right.
And I just went through all of that low self-esteem and just not feeling pretty and not feeling good enough to be, with the other kids. I was going through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the way up from that point on, as I got into, the older age and going to high school, I dealt with, still going through the low self-esteem, trying to fit in. And that's where I met my daughter's dad. And, going through that long-term, I had two very long-term relationships. So the last one was, almost 9 years, but
Right.
the first one was just as much.
Yeah.
I was really young. I was 18 years old, 19 when I had my daughter. So I was a young mom, still trying to find myself. I went through a lot of mental and physical abuse with my daughter's father. And that in itself lowered, my self-esteem even more, going through all of that. So yeah, it was really hard.
I can definitely attest to, having, the child young. I definitely know where you're coming from with that. For some of you guys who know my story, I had my son when I was 15. So I definitely know how the struggle can definitely be, and you don't always have that support,
Right.
and you have to somewhat build that support within yourself, but it definitely takes a lot of time and a lot of obstacles you got to go through before you even get there.
Right.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what the book exactly is about and what experience caused you to start writing it? What like I want to say, I know the overall experience was what caused it,
Right.
but what made it hit like I need to share this with the world?
Well, like I said, the book entitles me, growing up without my dad, filling the voids, trying to fill the voids, going through these two long-term relationships, going through depression, and just that low self-esteem, not feeling good about myself. You know, um, it was a point where I just really hit my rock bottom of feeling down about myself. Um, it was that one, when sometimes, I kept a lot of stuff in. I was not I didn't communicate a lot about my problems and my feelings of what I was going through with a lot of people, even my family.
Right.
A lot of my family don't even know what I was going through. I kept a lot of things inside, and that's really bad to do. Now I know that, but it was one phone call that really took me there, to want to change a lot of things about myself, and that was a phone call with my mom. Me and my mom, we're close. As we close, but I don't really tell, my mom a lot of things that I'm going through. I like to keep it to myself, especially if it has to do with, me being in pain or hurt or anything. I really don't share anything with my mom like that. So it took that one phone call and that one question, which was, that one question is like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? And I just broke down completely on the phone. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday, so it was really like, it was that breakthrough,
Right.
like she really, like, that question just hit it on a dot. Like,
Yeah.
it was just over
Yeah.
for me. Because me and my mom, like I said, me and my mom don't talk like that. So it's like, when she asked me that question, I think I was like, it just, that was it. I was crying hysterically. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't even get my words out. Like, so my mom's like, calm down, tell me what's going on. And, so yeah, I think that was the breakthrough for me.
Sometimes,
Sometimes,
I just echoing. Sometimes, it's not about, what question is being asked. It's about how that question is being asked, really.
Yeah.
Because I've come into those same things, as well, where it's not really, about what the question is. It just was how that question is, that it hits you so hard that you
Right.
just knew, like this is my point, and I can't go back, any
Right.
further. I need to now make the decision to move forward and move up. And
Right.
I'm sure it was just a release,
Yes,
that
absolutely.
release, because like you said, you were holding it in. And I can attest to holding it in. And I think a lot of women out there can attest to holding a lot of stuff in. Women can hold so much things in.
Wow. Yes, we can.
And you come to a point where it's just time to just let it out. And boy, oh boy, is it a wave.
Yeah. It truly is. And and from that point on, I just kept trying, sharing what I was feeling, especially, with my mom and then my sister. They already knew what I was going through. My separation with my son's father was a bit different than what I went through with my daughter's father. He wasn't abusive at all. But going from that long-term relationship with my daughter's father, I didn't give myself enough time to heal. And that's why I call my book Heal Before You Deal, because it's like you can't sit there and go through a whole long-term relationship, no matter how many years it is, and then jump right into another one without dealing with your pain and the problems that you went through with that prior relationship. So, I didn't give myself enough time to even deal with it. It was like a sweep under the rug, because when I met my son's father, it was like I felt like, oh my God, this is it. He was like so like me, and we were just so in love and all this other stuff. So I didn't even think about the problems that I had prior to. It's just like a sweep under the rug. Like, okay, I'm gonna be fine now. I'm good now. Like, so years went by. We were good, but then there was still little issues. He actually helped me get through what I was going through with my daughter's father, because my daughter's father I still was going through that mental,
right. You still have that
thing
mentality,
with that control. Like he still had that control over me, and my son's father seen all that, and he kind of helped me. Like what I say is, people don't come into your life by accident.
There you go.
And he definitely was there, I believe, for that specific reason, to help me get out of that mental, that thing with my daughter's father. And years went by, and I was still dealing with my problem, not knowing I was still dealing with my problem. But it came to a point where my son's father, we kind of had little issues here and there. But he stayed out of the house a lot. I started to gain trust issues with him, because he was out of the house a lot doing, X, Y, and Z. And it came to the point where I just really, really, those days and nights when I was alone, I reached out to him plenty of times, but you know how that goes. Kind of goes one ear and out the other. So, I started to feel lonely. I started to, feel really lonely and stuff like that. So I started hanging out, and which wasn't great. So I started hanging out with people that I really didn't hang out with at all. And it got to the point where I really, I still was trying to fill a void.
Exactly.
It was trying to fill the void, and at that point, I didn't know that I still was holding on to so much because, like I
Right.
said, it was like swept under the rug. So I actually stepped out on my son's father,
Wow.
meaning that I cheated. Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay.
Something I'm not proud of. That definitely was something that's not something I'm proud of. But you know, like I said, this is why it's very important. It's very, very important to take time for yourself, especially when you go through mental and physical abuse. Growing up from a child into adulthood, you have to take that time to get to know yourself and just deal with yourself. Get to know you and what what you want out of life and the things that you can't accept anymore. So it definitely was a lot. It definitely was a lot. We tried, mending the pieces, but it was just that time to let it go.
Right.
We stayed in the house after what happened, after what I did. We tried to mend the pieces. We stayed in the house, I think for my son's sake, and that's a lot of things that go, that situation alone goes on throughout the whole, our community,
Yeah.
especially try to, keep the family together intact. Even
Right.
when there's still pain there, we still try to keep, the family intact, but it wasn't working out. So we let that go, and we're still very cordial. We're very close, we now. So yeah.
I have to commend you on that because I hope the most high is listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm echoing. Okay, there we go. So
Yeah.
I commend you on that, and I because it takes a lot for a woman to admit that and to share it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because you usually don't find. Well, for me, I don't find too many women that are willing to share that. Hey, I messed up.
Right.
I messed up in this. And here is the journey of how I messed up to after how I messed up. Usually that's the cover up.
Right.
It's like that. You don't need to know that information. You just need to know
Mm-hmm.
this is what all my hurts and all my pain. And
Right.
I think that is just wonderful that you were able to just really be raw within your book. To really be able to just get down to the nitty gritty and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is what I did. This is what both parties did. I was wrong in certain areas. They were wrong in certain areas. And to be able to, for you to say that you guys, you even after that, you try. Because normally you hear stories, how these men are sometimes. Once
Right.
you once they cheat, once you cheat, it's over with,
Right. Right.
but to
We're
see
more
that,
accepting. Women are more
yeah,
accepting
exactly,
when it comes to men
right.
cheating.
We're
We're
more
okay,
accepting.
maybe, and but as soon as we do
Yes,
something, it's over. It's
it's
over.
over with. But to be even, I have to commend him. He even for him to want to even just go ahead and say, hey, let's try this. Let's see what we could do to work this out and possibly move on. I believe that you both put on your big boy pants, your big girl pants, and said, hey, and for you to just be honest, because
Yeah.
you'll find when they don't want to be honest about that stuff, they'll take you to the grave.
Right. Right.
Yes, I think that is so wonderful. But how long did it take you to write Heal Before You Deal?
Well, actually, it started off as a blog.
Oh.
Yeah, 2000 and last. Let me see. Hmm. That
See, and you
was
didn't tell me that one.
yeah, yeah. It started off as a blog because that's uh, my passion has always been reading and writing, and
Okay.
that was throughout all of my school. And as I was going through this separation, for my healing. It was part of my. I actually started a Facebook page, which is still up and running. Has positive results. It's about what, over 800 people in there following that page. I started
okay.
that. I started blogging. Yeah, I started blogging. I started writing, you know, just about my experiences, you know,
Yeah.
and that one particular situation with my son's father, I actually blogged about it first.
Okay.
And then it just turned out to be a book. You know, I just kept hearing, you know, God telling me to keep writing.
Exactly.
And I stayed obedient, and I just, you know, I was being told to write. You know, it's funny because my son's father write a book for a long time. And the last time he told me, I started writing. I did start writing, but it didn't feel right.
It wasn't the time.
Wasn't right. The time wasn't right. I put the pen down and just totally forgot about it. It just seemed like it wasn't right. I had to go through some more pain, some more situations to get this book out. So yeah.
God
started off as a blog. So that was about 2016. The beginning of 2016.
Oh wow. So I started writing. You started writing in the beginning of 2016. Okay. That wow. So let's say about a year and a half. You know, that's amazing. That's amazing because, you know, I mean, I know people are whipping it up fast nowadays, but to be able to sit down for that length of time and just put your dedication and your time, I'm sure you had moments where you were probably ready to give up, ready to just say, forget this book. You know, I believe every author goes through that.
I definitely took a break. Last year in the summer, I got writer's block. And then, you know, dealing with, you know, because this book is very, very deep. I'm very, very transparent in this book. It tells a whole lot. And it's bittersweet, you know, so it was moments where I was sitting down, I would break down in front of my computer and just cry. And there were times when I'm like, I can't do this, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, but yeah, I had to, you know, I kept saying to myself, like, I have to remember my why. Your story is not for you. You know, it doesn't belong to you. Your story doesn't belong to you. I had to stay obedient, knowing that this story is going to change women's lives, even men, you know, because men go through things too. Yeah, you know, they go through things too. So, you know, this book is not just for women, but it's for men too. So I had to stay obedient and really be transparent and tell my story. Like you said, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's really worth it, you know, because you know that you just have to know that your book or your story is going to change people's lives. It is. Right. It really is. Everybody has a story. You know, and I truly believe that because, you know, a lot of people, you know, I've come in contact with some, you know, young adults, and they just, you know, I've never really been through anything. Oh, I've never, you know, this. It might not be pain or hurt, but regardless of the fact, there's something in your life that you have gone through that somebody else is having a problem with, and your story can possibly help them in that moment, you know. And for me, for a very long time, I just wanted to just like shut myself off. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to, you know, it was just like, like you said, I swept it under the rug. Instead of sweeping it, I put it in a suitcase and locked it and put it in the corner. Yes. And I every day I would look at that suitcase and I do my best to avoid it. Right. You know, and then finally, you know, God just started moving, just little by little in my life. And like it's funny because you said you got a call from your mom
My mom decided on her own.
I actually picked up the phone and called my mom.
Oh, you called her. Okay. Well, see,
Yeah.
I didn't call her. My mama, she likes to take it upon herself. Okay. So she decided, you gonna publish a book and I'm gonna pay for you a class to learn how to do it. And I avoided her. I was so upset. I was like, why would you do that? You know, why would you spend your money and without consulting me about this? You know, this is about me, you know.
Yeah.
And I listened to this video of the lady who was hosting the class, and it hit me, you know, because what I had decided that I was gonna be like, forget writing about me. I was just gonna make up a story, you know, because I was good at just writing.
Right.
And so I listened to her speaking, and I felt like she was just talking to me, you know. And she was talking about sharing your story. You have a story, you know, and stuff like that. And I went in my room and I cried.
Wow.
I went in my room and I cried because I was just like, I don't just want to make up a story, you know, a fiction story right now. This is the time for me to share the things that I have been through. I'm in a place where things are starting to be way much better. I'm feeling happy.
Right.
But like you said, writing my book, it took me only 3 months.
Okay.
But in that 3 months, it was the most hardest 3 months of my life.
I bet.
Because sometimes I sat in front of my computer and I was just like, I really do not want to talk about what this particular scene. I really don't want to share this. You know, I battled with myself.
Right.
You know, until God said, do. You know, and I had to do what he told me to do. Put down what he told me to do. And so I cried, like you said, I cried writing my book. I laughed writing my book. I mean, I got mad writing my book. You know, it was all of that. So I definitely can say,
yes.
Oh my God, because you know, and you're right. We as women and men, we need to learn that we need to heal from certain situations before we move on to dealing with something else.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
and that even goes not in relationship. That goes for work. It's about not starting something without finishing it.
Right. Carrying on that luggage.
Exactly. You know, now you carrying it around and it's bringing you down. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. So how does your book co-sign with what you're doing with your business?
Well, I mean, it's everything to do with overcoming.
Right.
Becoming untangled in situations and hardships. You know, that's the reason why I named my business Woman Untangled. You know, and it's funny because like I was going through my separation, I didn't know that I was the woman becoming untangled.
Right.
You know, at that situation, you know, in that situation, I was the one that was becoming untangled with all of, you know, what was going on. So yeah, it's all about overcoming and hardships and just loving you. You know,
Exactly.
I definitely was, you know, not loving who I was because I was accepting a lot of things that was bad, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. You know, and I want you to definitely tell us a little bit more about what you offer in your business.
Well, I'm a transformation coach. So it's all about, you know, just coaching women to move past their pain, their hurt, you know. I'm definitely a testimony that you can overcome a lot of situations in your life. And just being, you know, just getting to the core of the issue. Because we hide so much, we really do. And it's not good, you know. I'm the one I can tell you it's not good.
Yeah.
To carry on that weight, you know, and not being able to move forward in your life. So, you know, I like, you know, this is a program where I just coach women to just get past their pain and that they have a purpose.
Right.
That's the thing. everybody has a purpose in life, you know, and we all go through hurt, we all go through pain, but there is a purpose on the other side of that pain.
Exactly.
And we just have to get to that point, you know, where it's a lot that we have to get over, you know, especially with beat ourselves up, we you know, we feel bad, we feel down, we go through depression, we go through all of that, and you know, we have to just get to that point where, look, we have to be like, listen, I have a purpose in life. This is what, you know, I want to move past this, but we have to get, you know, sometimes we need somebody to push us to get to that point.
Right. You do. You are completely
ask those key questions to get down to the core of the problem, you know. So yes,
right.
That's what it's all about. Transferring you are entirely up to you.
Okay. So I'm go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. It's glitching a little bit, I think.
I thought so. Okay. So I know, so since I'm assuming that since all of this is tied together, so I'm assuming that now I know you have the business before you have the book, right? Okay, and but did you start the business around the same time as you started the blog?
I started blogging first.
Okay. I was wondering how you got, because I was gonna say, how did you start the business first and not the writing? Okay, but you started the writing first. Okay, so you got that breakthrough first, and then you went ahead and went forward with that. Now I know you're a mommy of 2, so are you a full-time entrepreneur or are you part-time?
I'm part-time right now.
Okay.
I'm still working. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you maintain your 9 to 5 while operating your own business?
It's hard sometimes. It's definitely hard sometimes. You know, I have a great support team.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm meeting so many, like yourself. I'm meeting so many amazing people. Like, you know, it's like once you change your surroundings. Okay, because that's very important when it comes to change. You have to change your surroundings. That's number one. Especially when, you know, old stuff and letting all that stuff, all of the people that need to be here in my life right now. So, you know, and ride this journey with me. So, you know, yeah, it's hard. I be wanting to give up.
Oh, it's hard.
I'll be wanting to quit that job soon.
Believe me, I'm in
now,
the same boat.
Yeah, I know that, you know, I need more time to invest and do all of that stuff first. So
it's about having a plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So
about having a plan and executing that plan step by step. You know, and I believe that, you know, because, you know, I hear so many people like, just drop that 9 to 5, and I'm like, look, you can't just drop that 9 to 5 when you got a kid and you got bills to pay, you know, and you still trying to figure out your way on, you know, some steady income. And I believe, you know, that as long as you have a plan, you know, I consider myself, I'm working as an intern. You know, I'm gaining knowledge from my job, you know, but it's just a stepping stone to get to where I truly am destined to be in life. So, you know, you just gotta look. It's the way you look at it and the mindset that you have. Now, what was the easiest thing about writing a book?
It definitely wasn't easy. I don't know what part was easy. I don't know what part was easy. I really don't. But I mean, there were good moments. Like I said, it's a bittersweet story. You know, there was definitely good moments where I smiled and I laughed and like, wow, you know, just telling my story of how I grew up, especially in that, you know, in that point of growing up with my father's side of the family, you know, with my grandmother and my uncles and all my cousins. So there were moments where it was easy to write because I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm just reminiscing.
Those were happy memories.
Yes, reminiscing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of hard parts. More
So
hard parts than easy parts.
I was gonna, yeah. The next question was, where is the hardest book? But what was your hardest moment?
I think
The
writing,
top moment.
writing about my dad and my mom, seeing, you know,
Okay.
especially, you know, about the death and after the death, and seeing my mom go through what she went through with the depression, man, whew, and the drug
Right.
abuse and everything like that. So, but seeing her overcome it, you know, seeing her overcome it and be the woman that she is today. You know, she's been sober for over 20 years. You know, seeing, you know, witnessing her transformation is very true.
Being able to see her at her lowest and to see her at her highest. Yes, that's amazing. You know, because even with that, you need to tell mom she needs to get a book out.
She ain't gonna write no
Mama got a story, okay?
No book.
Okay. And I love. I was gonna ask you about writer's block, but you had already mentioned that you had a moment where you had that writer's block. I think everybody kind of sifters through that. You know, everybody has that moment, whether it's a month, whether it's a week, whether it's 2 days or an hour. You know, everybody that is right. I think everybody's gonna have a moment where the mind is just fried. It's just like, let's take a break. You know, you're not thinking
the whole summer. The whole summer, I was just like, listen, let me just take a break. Let me have a little bit of
summer.
I was like, listen, you know, because it definitely got to the point where I actually didn't want to write no more.
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to write no more. And I'm like, let me just take a break. Let me just have a little bit of fun and, you know, and go back to it. So, you know,
Okay. So, who designed that beautiful book cover that you have?
Well, I was going to be the one who designed my own book cover because I'm a graphic designer as well.
Okay.
But I went to this app called Fiverr.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure our writers are definitely familiar. I am familiar, so.
They are wonderful. Like, they have a really big platform for a lot of things. So I actually used them back in 2015 when I started The Woman Untangled.
Oh, okay.
Someone from that app made my logo.
Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of things that were made from them as well. They actually they didn't make my book cover, but they transformed my book cover into the print, you know, format and things like that for me. So yeah, I'm definitely familiar with that. And if you guys, these viewers, if you guys are not familiar with Fiverr, go head over to Fiverr.com. It is with 2 R's, Fiverr.com. There is a wonderful site. Well, what made you decide to self-publish versus going to a publishing company?
Well, you know, you hear good things and bad things about publishing companies, but I wanted to self-publish because this is my book, and I wanted to have ownership of my book.
After you.
You know, so, and gain all whatever royalty, but it's mainly because it's my story. You know, and it's my book, so I wanted to self-publish and just have ownership of it, you know. So
that's amazing. I think,
and it wasn't a hard process.
No, it's very easy process. Very easy. You know, had I known it was that easy, I would have been probably publishing books a long time ago. You know, even the little short stories, you know, I would have filled Amazon up, okay? But we're almost going to be going on closing up here. But what do you want your readers to receive when they read your book?
That there is purpose on the other side of your pain. Whatever you're going through, just know that it's not going to always be, you're not going to always be there. You know, you always, right. We all go through something. You can't go through life and not go through something. Exactly. You know, we're not exempt. No one is exempt from pain. Right. And pain allows you to grow, you know, so we have to take that and use that pain as fuel to keep pushing forward, to know that we have a purpose on the other side. We all have a purpose.
Yes.
We really do. We really do.
I love that. So we're going to take a quick little break. And we're going to do some advertising really quickly. And then we're going to come back with the final and our Q&A session.
Okay.
Sounds good with you?
Good. Sounds good.
All righty then. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Well, that's an old picture. I mean, that's an old template. I don't use that one.
And we are back. Let's go ahead. I think I muted you, Erica. So can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
We're back. Okay, so we have a few submitted questions. Da-da-da. Let's
Hey.
see. Okay, so let's first one. What was the first thing that made you cry in your book? That's a good one.
Hmm. I mean, it was a couple of it was a couple of moments. It was a couple of crying moments, but I think one important moment was when I was on the phone with my son's grandmother, his paternal grandmother.
Mm.
And I was crying hysterically. What I mean is that I couldn't breathe. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what the conversation was about. Of course, it was about what I was going through. But I don't know what got me to that point where I was crying so much. And having him see my son see me cry like that. Yeah. Right. At that point, yeah, a couple of moments, but that was more like, wow, like, yeah, my baby see me cry so many times. I'm like, this can't be it. This can't be it. I can't continue to be like this, to go through this. I have to be strong, not only strong for myself. So seeing, my son seeing me go through that, yeah. Because I think, kids they can feel when there's something wrong.
Yes, they can.
My son, when I tell you when I was going through that separation with his dad, he used to hug me. I mean, out of the blue, just come up to me and hug me and kiss me and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's really feeling my pain with me,
Exactly.
For him to see me cry and go through all that, I was like, okay, this is enough. Mommy gotta be strong now.
Exactly.
Not only, like I said, not only for me, but for my kids,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
You gotta do it for the kids. You gotta do it for the kids. But for I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
So,
Same way a little bit. You have to be also that example to them as well. That hey, yeah, I gotta let it out sometimes. It's okay to let it out. But what's the bounce back? What's the bounce back looking like? How are we gonna move forward? And I think, but them being able to see, you go through what you're going through is also going to help them see you and like, man, like you see your mom, mom overcame, the things that she, went through, and to be able to see that is just like, man, amazing. To be able to see mom overcome, her self-esteem issues, her, going through depression and things like that. They're going to say, hey, mom is rock star around here. Mom is queen around here. She always got a plan, and that's beautiful, and that just comes, with also being a parent. They're gonna sometimes see, when you down sometimes, we try our best to hide it, but guess what? They feel it, and just the same way with when they say babies know people. When you have a small baby and that baby doesn't want to go to somebody, something is a little off. Yeah.
Energy, not right.
Did you always grow up writing?
Yeah, I was a writer.
Ooh.
Reading a lot. Like I said, reading and writing was my passion throughout school. Like that was like my gateway. you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, my escape,
Okay.
I would say.
I think I can say the same thing for me as well. Now, when in self-publishing, I always like to ask this question. What would be an estimate budget that you would say that it costs you to self-publish?
I did it on Amazon, so it was free.
Free. There you go.
It
Okay,
was
okay then. Okay then. You know, and I just want our viewers to just know that as well. Just for them, like it doesn't cost anything to share your story.
not at
It
all.
doesn't cost anything. You know, I mean, it's okay word of mouth, but being able to have a mass production of your story being sent out to different places is amazing, and it feels really good.
He does.
So, last question. Do you plan to write any more books, or is there going to be a second book to this? Or are you going to plan on going into maybe a different genre and writing?
Well, this is not the last of my book. Definitely not. It's like once you write, it's like you have to keep going. You
Exactly.
have to keep going. So I actually do have a book project that I am working on. And it
Okay.
came to me a couple of months ago.
Hmm.
And it's not gonna be like I said, it's I'm already writing my story. So
Yeah.
it's funny because this book that I'm going to have coming out soon, like next year, it'll be out. But
Okay. That's kind of soon. Next year is less than 6 months now.
so I was gonna write something, like a regular, not even like a true story,
Right.
and
Fiction. You were going to fiction.
fiction, yeah. And something came over me again and was like, no, 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 you need to
Not the
write
time
something.
yet.
Yeah, it's not no. So basically, this book is about single woman, like mompreneurs.
Okay.
Confessions of single mompreneurs.
Ooh.
So I have about 13 women.
Hmm. I think I
Out
lost
there.
you
So
there.
I think it's really, really important. I feel like God is using me as a tool.
Right.
Being that I let my story out. Now it's time to help other women tell their stories.
There you go.
Um, and so yeah, God is really using me as a tool. And I mean, I interviewed these women.
Okay.
Like me and you was talking right now. We did
Right.
a Zoom, that Zoom meetings.
Zoom. Uh-huh.
That's what I was using to interview them. And when I tell you, these women's stories are
Oh wow.
so wonderful. Like they had me in tears.
Oh
So
wow. I'm excited about that.
this book is gonna be amazing.
Well, you heard it first here. Okay.
So yeah, this book is
On
gonna be, it's amazing. Yeah.
okay. I'm excited about that. You guys heard it first here on the Black Author Unite featured author live virtual interview. I am super excited. Erica, go ahead and tell everyone where they can go ahead and find you.
Okay, so I am on Facebook at Woman Untangled LLC. Can they see this chat
Mhm.
box?
No, that's for us, but I'm sharing it. I'm sharing my screen for it right now.
Okay. Okay, so that's Facebook at Woman Untangled LLC. That's my business page.
Uh-huh.
Okay, got it there. My website is womanuntangled.com. Then I have Instagram, Woman Untangled. So everything is Woman Untangled. The only thing that isn't is my Twitter, because it won't let me change my name for some weird reason. I think somebody is using Woman Untangled. So it's Erica_Mozee at Twitter.
Okay, and then again, you guys, you want to get this book. It is the last day. It is $2.99, and it's the last day for pre-sale. You want to go on Amazon. We'll be dropping the link for the rest of the day. We're going to be sharing this live video for the rest of the day. So you want to get this book for $2.99 today because it's going up tomorrow. Erica, do you want to share what it's going up to, or is that just going to be a secret for those who don't buy it today?
No. It's not going to be it's not going to be that pricey because it's on Kindle.
Right.
But the paperback, of course, is going to be a little bit more than,
Okay.
But yeah, it's not gonna be much more.
Regardless, I know how I am. You want to get it for the lowest. Get it for the lowest while you can. And this book is going to be amazing. I'm so proud of you, Erica. Thank you again for allowing me to interview you. And if you guys don't know again who I am Anna Lewis. I am an author, I am a ghostwriter, I am a teen mom and a serial entrepreneur, and that is it. Erica, do you have any final closing comments for us? Anything encouraging?
I had something written down somewhere. I had something like this is written down, like a little thing I saw on Facebook yesterday, and it kind of hit me, and I'm like, wow. So it's a quote. I don't know who wrote it because it didn't say who wrote it, but it says, "I trust the next chapter because I know the author." I trust the next chapter because I know the author.
Wow. So Erica Mozee is leaving you with that quote. And I'm going to leave you with, you have a story. You have a voice. You need to use it. Stop procrastinating. And if you know me, you know my motto is no excuses, time to execute. You have time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. It will pass you by. Don't let time pass you by without sharing your story and helping someone else. Okay? Do not let someone pass you by. Okay? So that's it for today, and we're closing out. You guys, definitely, I want you guys to go follow, join Black Authors Unite. We will be announcing our new Instagram this week.
Awesome.
On Instagram, so we're moving. Not just are we going to be on Facebook, where we're moving to different platforms as well. This is only the beginning for Black Authors Unite. We are taking this over and beyond. You guys, I can't wait for you guys to see what more we have in store. And guess what? Tomorrow in the group, we'll be looking for a new featured author. But not only that, we've made some changes. We're going to have 2 featured authors being picked tomorrow. So you guys definitely want to be entering your name into the drawing. It will be posted by the end of today, and it will be picked on Sunday. Sunday, we will be picking 2 featured authors. So Miss Erica, as our first featured author in the Black Authors Unite, she gets a crown, okay, a badge for being the first, okay? So we have a lot more things in store for you guys. Again, you guys can go to facebook.com/group/BAU squad. And you can definitely find us there, ask to join and everything like that. And I'm signing out. See you guys.
Bye.